So in Genesis 17:7, the covenant is with Abraham and his seed, and that covenant is solidified in Yahweh, who is the seed that's going to bring us into, what is that, glass? We'll put that in. Piece of fork. Who's going to bring us into the second covenant through his blood. All right. The next Kadash, the next new moon is November 8th, right? November 6th, okay. November 6th, which is the going into the 9th month, right? All right. So it'll be November 6th, going into the 9th month. The next observation we have will be Hanukkah, which will be celebrated on November 30th, so-called Friday. Now, when Hanukkah comes in, you can't cook on the Sabbath because it's not a holy convocation from Yahweh. It's something that we did to commemorate what Yahweh did, what Yahweh did for us. So we have November 6th, and November 6th is the next Kadash, the next new moon, and November 30th is the next celebration of Hanukkah. Okay. Yeah, I can sit if you want to until we finish reading all of these things. Leviticus chapter 26, verse 40 through 41. If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespass, which they trespassed against me, and that they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and then they accept the punishment of their iniquity. Okay. So Psalms chapter 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard that went down to the skirts of his garment, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there Yahweh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Zephaniah chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 30, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto their fathers. And for the reading for the Shabath, how serious the Shabath is, Exodus chapter 31, verse 12 through 17. And Yahweh spake unto Mashah, saying, Speak thou also unto the Banya Yasharallah, saying, Verily my Sabbath you shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am Yahweh that does sanctify you. You have her doing something? That does sanctify you. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days may work be done, but the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth any work in the Shabbat day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Yasharallah, Banya Yasharallah, shall keep the Shabbat, to observe the Shabbat throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Yasharallah forever. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. Hallelujah. And for the opening prayers, we know that we need to face Jerusalem. Let's prove that in the scriptures. Psalms chapter 138, verse 2. I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name toward his holy house. Okay. And 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 44. 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 44 to 53. If thy people go out to battle against their enemy, whithersoever thou shalt send them, and shall pray unto Yahweh toward the city which thou hast chosen, and toward the house that I have built for thy name, then hear thou in heaven their prayer and their supplication, and maintain their cause. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry them away captives unto the land of the enemy, far or near. Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captive, and repent, and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carry them captives, saying, we have sinned and have done perversely, we have committed iniquity, and so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward their land, which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name. Then hear thou their prayer and their supplication in heaven, Hashemayim, thy dwelling place, and maintain their cause. And forgive thy people that have sinned against thee, and all their transgressions wherein they have transgressed against thee, and give them compassion before them who carried them captive, that they may have compassion on them, for they be thy people, and thine inheritance, which thou broughtest forth out of Matazarium, Egypt, from the midst of the furnace of iron, that thine eyes may be opened unto the supplication of thy servants, and unto the supplication of thy people, Yashar Allah, to hearken unto them and all that they call for unto thee. For thou didst separate them from among all the people of the earth, to be thine inheritance, as thou spakest by the hand of Moses thy servant, when thou broughtest our fathers out of Egypt, O Adanya Yahweh. Hallelujah. Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. This is all showing us praying toward Jerusalem. We got to pray toward Jerusalem, not the east, but pray toward Jerusalem. All right. If you in the bottom of Argentina, for example, and you pray toward the east, where are you praying to? What's east of Argentina? At the bottom of Argentina, what's toward the east? What's toward the east of Argentina right here? Water. And then the first major landmass you come to is what? Australia. So it ain't the east. So from Australia, what direction you supposed to pray to? What direction you praying from Argentina? What direction you praying toward? North and east, northeast. So it ain't east. It's toward Jerusalem. Okay. Now Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. Now when Daniel, for example, he was in Babylon, right? What country is Babylon in? Iraq. Iraq is right here. Which direction was Daniel praying? Northwest. From Babylon, it was northwest, right? Northwest. So Daniel 6 and 10. So it's not east. It ain't praying toward the east or toward the sunrise or sunset. It's praying toward Jerusalem. Daniel prayed toward the northwest when he was in Babylon. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his Elohim as he did aforetime. So Daniel was facing toward Jerusalem. Khan? All right. Psalms chapter 113. Through 118. All right. Get the sword and read along with me. Everybody that got it on their phones or on your inside the actual book. I don't have no more up here. There was the other black one. I think it's in over here. Psalms 113 through Psalms 118. Praise ye Yahweh. Praise, O ye servants of Yahweh. Praise the name of Yahweh. And then when I say it, y'all can just go ahead and repeat it behind me. Praise the name of Yahweh. Blessed be the name of Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. From the rising of the sun until the going down of the same, Yahweh's name is to be praised. Yahweh is high above all nations, and his glory above the heavens. Who is like unto Yahweh, our Elohim, who dwelleth on high, who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in the earth. He raises up the poor out of the dust and lifts the needy out of the dunghill, that he may set him with princes, even with the princes of his people. He maketh the barren woman to keep house, and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise ye Yahweh. When Yasharallah went out of Egypt, the house of Jacob from a people of a strange language. Judah was his sanctuary, and Israel his dominion. The sea saw it and fled. Jordan was driven back. The mountains skipped like rams, and the little hills like lambs. What aileth thee, O thou sea, that thou fleddest? Thou Jordan, that thou wast driven back? Ye mountains, that ye skipped like rams, and ye hills like lambs. Tremble, thou earth, at the presence of Adoniah, at the presence of the Alahayim of Ya'aquab, was turned the rock into a standing water, the flint into a fountain of water. Not unto us, not unto us, not unto us, O Yahweh, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory, for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their Alahayim? But our Alahayim is in the heavens. He hath done whatsoever he has pleased. Their idols are silver and gold, the works of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses they have, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throats. They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them. O Yasharallah, trust thou in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. O house of Aaron, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. Ye that fear Yahweh, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. Yahweh has been mindful of us. He will bless us. He will bless the house of Yasharallah. He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless them that fear Yahweh, both small and great. Yahweh has increased you. Yahweh shall increase you more and more, you and your children. You are blessed of Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. The heaven, even the heavens, are Yahweh's, but the earth has he given unto the children of men. The dead praise not Yahweh, neither any that go down into silence. But we will bless Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Praise ye Yahweh. Praise ye Yahweh. I love Yahweh because he has heard my voice and my supplication, because he has inclined his ear unto me. Therefore will I call upon him as long as I live. The sorrows of death compass me, and the pains of hell get hold upon me. I found trouble and sorrow. Then called I upon the name of Yahweh. O Yahweh, I beseech thee, deliver my soul. Gracious is Yahweh and righteous. Yea, our Alahayim is righteous. Yahweh preserveth the simple. I was brought low, and he helped me. Return unto thy rest, O my soul, for Yahweh has dealt bountifully unto thee. For thou hast delivered my soul from death, mine eyes from tears, and my feet from falling. I will walk before Yahweh in the land of the living. I believe, therefore have spoken. I was greatly afflicted. I said in my haste, all men are liars. What shall I render unto Yahweh for all his benefits toward me? I will take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of Yahweh. I will pay my vows unto Yahweh now in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. O Yahweh, truly I am thy servant. I am thy servant, and the son of thine handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bands. I will offer to thee the sacrifice of thanksgiving, and I will call upon the name of Yahweh. I will pay my vows unto Yahweh now in the presence of all his people, in the courts of Yahweh's house, in the midst of thee, O Yahweh Shalom. Praise ye Yahweh. O praise Yahweh, all ye nations. Praise him, all ye people. For his merciful kindness is great toward us, and the truth of Yahweh endures forever. Praise ye Yahweh. Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever. Let Yasha'Allah now say that his mercy endureth forever. Let the house of Aaron now say that, y'all sound dead. Let now them that fear Yahweh say that his mercy endureth forever. I called upon Yahweh in distress. Yahweh answered me and set me in a large place. Yahweh is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? Yahweh taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. I can't even hear y'all. I hear myself louder than everybody else in this space. Yahweh taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes. All nations compass me about, but in the name of Yahweh will I destroy them. They compassed me about, yea, they compass me about, but in the name of Yahweh I will destroy them. They compass me about like bees. They are quenched as the fire of thorns. For in the name of Yahweh I will destroy them. Thou hast thrust sore at me, that I might fall. But Yahweh helped me. Yahweh is my strength and song, and has become my salvation. The voice of rejoicing and salvation is in the tabernacles of the righteous. The right hand of Yahweh doeth valiantly. The right hand of Yahweh is exalted. The right hand of Yahweh doeth valiantly. Keep reading. Which the builders rejected, refused, is become the headstone of the corner. This is Yahweh's doing. It is marvelous in his eyes, that in the day which the Yahweh has made, we will rejoice and be glad in it. Save now, I beseech thee, O Yahweh. O Yahweh, I beseech thee. Send now prosperity. Blessed be he that cometh in the name of Yahweh. We have blessed you out of the house of Yahweh. Alahayim is Yahweh, which hath shown us light. Bind the sacrifice with cords, even unto the horns of the altar. Thou art my Alahayim, and I will praise thee, for thou art my Alahayim. I will exalt thee. I will give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good, and for his mercy endureth forever. Hallelujah. Psalms 95 and 6. Oh, come. Let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before Yahweh, our Maker. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwathka, Taba'ah, Ratzaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratza, Kahaya, Bashemayim, Natan Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Walaha, Davayanawa, Vanasayawan, Abal, Hawashainawa, Manrai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, Laiwanamium, Aman. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will be still praising thee, Salah. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose Alahaya is Yahweh. I will extol thee, my Alahaya, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty, and of thy wondrous works, and men shall speak of might of thy terrible acts, and will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of thy kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thine hand and satisfies the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praise of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless Yahweh from this time forth and even forevermore. Hallelujah. Bashem Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Barakatah Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Alahaya, Abawatnawa, Alahaya, Abaraham, Alahaya, Yatzakak, Wa, Alahaya, Yaikwa, Alashariya, Allah Aliyawan, Gawamal, Chasadiam, Barakatah Yahweh, Magan, Abaraham, the first three prayers of the Amidah, Shemona Eshrei, Ata Yahweh, Gabwar, La'awalam, Yahweh, Machaya, Matyam, Wamaya, Dawama, Laka, Malak, Ha'awalam, Mamayath, Wamachaya, Barakatah Yahweh, Machaya, Matayam, Yahweh, Ata, Kwadayash, Washamka, Kwadwash, Wa, Kwadwasham, Bakal Yawam, Halalaka, Salah, Barakatah Yahweh, Ha'Allah, Ma, Kwadwash, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Yabarakaka, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Ya'ad Yahweh, Panya wa Aliyaka, Wayakanka, Yasha'ad Yahweh, Panya wa Aliyaka, Wayashamlaka, Shalom, Yahweh Barak Rapa, Shamar, Chazak, Yahweh Barak Rapa, Shamar, Chazak, Yahweh Barak Rapa, Shamar, Chazak, Hashem Yahushai, Tawaratam Yahweh Aman. Ratazah Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Ba'imkai, Yasharallah, Wabat, Apalal Nawa, Washab, Ibawada, Bayatka, Makodashka, Wahashab, Banyat, Zadwak, Ban, Aran, Barwakata Yahawa, Hashaw, Ha, Ibawada, Bayatka, Lakahanyaka. Mawadayim, Anaknawa, Laka Yahawa, Alahayanawa, La Ewalam, Magan Yashaynawa, Shayam, Shalawam, Tawaba, Wabaraka, Khan, Wakasad, Warakamyam, Alianawa, Wa Alkal, Yasharala, Aimka, Hallelujah. Asha. Ayanya, Al-Hahayam, Psalms 121. Asha, Ayanya, Al-Hahayam, Ma'ayan, Isaiah, Ma'an Yahawa, Ashashamayam, Waratza, La'a, Yatan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ya'a, Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al, Yagyamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayiragba, Layela, Yahweh, Yashamar, Makalra, Yashamar, Apna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaatka, Wabawaaka, Ma'itawa, Iwalam. Psalm 92, a song for the Shabbat again. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy lovely kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. Salakha Yahweh. Salakha. Psalm 92, a song for the Shabbat day, verse 4. For thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy works. I would triumph in the works of thy hands. Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt, like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eyes also shall see my desire on my enemies, and my ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our Alahiyah. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Aleinu, Aleinawa. It is our duty to praise the master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the land, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitudes. For they worship vanity and emptiness, and pray to Elohim who cannot save. But we bow in worship and thank the supreme King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be He, who extends the heavens and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above, and whose power's presence is in the highest of heights. He is our Elohim, there is no other. Truly, He is our King, there is none else. As it is written in His Torah, you shall know and take to heart this day that Yahweh is Elohim, in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is no other. Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Amen. Shemai, Yashalala, Yahweh, Elohim, Yahweh, Achad, Wahabta, At Yahweh, Alahayaka, Bakal Labaka, Wabakal Napashka, Wabakal Ma'adka, Wahayawa, Hadabarium, Ha'alha, Ashara, Anakia, Matazawaka, Hayawam, Ayel, Lababka, Washanantam, Labanyaka, Wadabarta, Bam, Bashabatka, Wabayatka, Babayatka, Wabalakatka, Badarak, Wabashakabka, Wabakuwanka, Wa Kwashartam, La'awath, Ayel, Yadka, Wa Hayawa, Latatapaz, Bayan, Ayanyaka, Wakatavtam, Ayel, Mazavzat, Bayatka, Waba, Sha'irka. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandment, which I command you this day, to love Yahweh your Elohim, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I may give you the rain of your land in his due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other Elohim and worship him. And then Yahweh's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heaven, that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, unless ye perish quickly from off the good land which Yahweh giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them, when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, in the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments which I command you, to do them, to love Yahweh your Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him. Speak unto the Banya Yasharallah, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And they shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of Yahweh and do them. And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring, that ye may remember and do all the commandments, and be holy unto your Elohim. I am Yahweh, your Elohim, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your Elohim. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. I might come. The Ten Commandments. Anya Yahweh. Anya Yahweh. Anya Yahweh. Anya Yahweh, Alahayaka, Asherah, Hawataza, Abyaka, Marataza, Matazarium, Abayat, Ibadam. I mean, how your power that brought you out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. La'ah, Yahayalaka, Alahayim, Akadium, Alpanya. You shall have no other gods before me. La'ah, Ta'aisha, Wala'ah Pasal, Wala'ah Ta'ibadam. You should not make any graven image, you shall not bow down to them. La'ah, Galakwak, Atsham Yahweh, Bashawat. You should not take the name of Yahweh in vain. Zakar, Hayawam, Hashabath, Lakodashwa. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Kabad, Abaka, Wa Amaka. Honor your father and your mother. There's nothing back there for you. Why you look, this is this way. We're facing Jerusalem. Kabad, Abaka, Wa Amaka. Honor your father and your mother. La'ah, Taratazak. You shall not murder. La'ah, Tana'ah. You should not commit adultery. La'ah, Taganab. You should not steal. La'ah, Ta'aina Shakwar. You should not bear false witness. La'ah, Takamad, Kal, Asherah, La Ra'aika. You should not covet anything that is your neighbor's. Greatest commandment. Hail Israel, Yahweh our power. Yahweh is one. And you shall love Yahweh your power with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Second greatest commandment. La'ah, Takwam, wa la'at tatar, atbanya aimka, wa ahavta, la ra'aika, kamawaka, anya Yahweh. You shall not avenge, nor bear any grudge. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahweh. All right. That ends the opening prayers and readings for the Shabath convocation. Let's pray for this food. Yahweh, Bashem, Hamashayat, Yahweh Shai, Dawadi Yahweh, Kaya Kalanawa, Babarak Kalanawa, Bashem, Hamashayak, Yahweh Shai, Hallelujah, 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 Dawadi Pem Yanamai. Okay. For the Shabbat today, read the Torah portion. Circumcised males come up as called. Your name, Ban, father's name, Ban, tribe, Ban, Yasha'Allah. The attendant or departing reader calls all males to attention. Loudly say, Amadwa. He then commands to bless. Loudly say, Barakwa. The new reader blesses, Yabarakakam Yahweh Bashem Hamashak Yahushai. All males reply, Yabarakakam Yahweh Bashem Hamashak Yahushai. Each male reads his first 3 verses in Ibadiath, if possible. Each verse is translated into the local language. Hallelujah. All right, so get the power wash. Say hi. That. You just. All right, so Damari Ba'akai Kwara'a Hatawara. Amadwa. Badakwa. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. No, you got it. Yeah. You gotta say it a little louder, man. Amadwa. Badakwa. Yeah, Badakwa come Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 18, the whole chapter. First 3 verses in Abariath. All right, come on. Take this Kumash and read it from. Can you read it from here? You can't read it in. You can't read it from this one in Abariath. Can you read it from this one? Hold this. Stand in front of the podium. I read your first 3 verses. Actually, we can read it together. Okay. I'll scoot up a little bit. We can read it together. First 3 verses. Ready? Vayeira al Yahweh Yahweh Ba'alania Mamra'a Wa Hawa'a Yashab Patak Ha'ahal Pacham Hayawam Ayanyawa Wa Wa
Vayeira.
It means and he saw, he looked. Vayeira.
Vayeira. Wahama.
Wahana. Mm-hmm. Shalasha. Mm-hmm. Anash. Mm-hmm. Natazabium. Natazaba. Mm-hmm. Aliyah. Uh-huh. Vayeira. Mm-hmm. Laquara Atham. Mapatak. Mm-hmm. Shadak. Shadak. Aratazah. Verse 3. Waya Amar. My Lord. La. Oh, Al. Nah. Ta'ibar. Ma'ayl. Ibadka. All right, that's first three now. Start from English. All right. Good reading Hebrew. Good Hebrew reading. Keep practicing. Chapter 18, the whole chapter.
Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet.
Chapter 18. Chapter 18 is first verse. So people that won't follow you with the Hebrew English, to know what you just read. I read.
And Yahweh appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door at the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door, and bowed himself toward the ground, and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that you shall pass on. For therefore are you come to your servant? And they said, So do as thou hast said. And Abraham hastened into the tent. Hastened.
When you move fast.
Into the tent unto Sarah, and said, Make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, and knead it, and make cakes upon the earth. And Abraham ran unto the herd, and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man,
Verse you in?
7, and he hasted to dress it,
Genesis 18:7.
and he took butter and milk, circumcised, and my covenant shall be in the flesh forever. And the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree.
Yeah, in English we go left to right.
And they did eat. And they said unto him, Where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, Behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age. And it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of woman. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, After I have waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord, being old and also. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, Wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying,
You're loud, man.
Shall I of a surety bear a child, which am old? Is anything too hard for Yahweh? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee, according to the time of life. And Sarah shall have a son. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laughed not, for she was afraid. And he said, Nay, but thou didst laugh. And the men rose up from thence and looked toward Sodom, and Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. And Yahweh said, Shall I hide from Abraham the thing which I do, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, for all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of Yahweh, to do justice and judgment, that Yahweh may bring upon Abraham, which he hath spoken of him. And Yahweh said, Because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because the sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of them which is unto me. And if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before Yahweh. And Abraham drew near and said, Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure, there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that is righteous, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, so that the far from thee shall not judge all the earth to do right. And Yahweh said, If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, Behold, now I have taken unto me to speak unto Yahweh, which I am with dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 35 righteous, wilt thou destroy the city for the lack of 5? And he said, If I find there 45, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again, and he said, Peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, Oh, let not Yahweh be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall be 30 found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Behold, now I have taken it upon me to speak unto Yahweh. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, Oh, let Yahweh be angry. Oh, let not Yahweh be angry, and I will speak yet this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And Yahweh went his way, and as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. Kalashara, Debar Yahweh, Naishah, all that Yahweh said, what
we're doing here. So, a couple of questions. When Yahweh when Yahweh, when the scripture says that it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women, what does that mean? When it says it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women, regarding to what was that statement made about? No. What was he talking about? She said, what was this? What was the conversation about? Child. So what was she saying? What was Sarah's main point she was making? It's funny because I'm old. So what stops with the woman when she's old that affects her having babies? Her body stops producing what? The sperm goes into what when it goes into a woman's body? What's it called? Goes into the egg. So when it says it ceased to be with her, that means she wasn't Tama'a every month anymore. We know what Tama'a means, right? So when a woman is Tama'a every month, her eggs don't get fertilized by sperm. So then the egg drops down. It disintegrates and it leaves her body. All of them leave her body with blood. They leave her body. Not just one, but all the eggs is in there. They disintegrate one by one. But in each period, is it one egg that's disintegrating each time she has a period? Okay, so it just doesn't get used, it gets destroyed. You see, Abraham was a prophet, so the Most High said, I want to let Abraham know what's going on. What am I going to do? What's strange about the petition, the request that Abraham is making to Yahweh? What's strange about this? Well, what's strange about what Abraham is asking the Most High, though? What's strange? Well, it's not really strange, but he's asking Yahweh, can you spare the whole town if there's 10 people there? Now, what just happened? When was the last time Yahweh went on a killing spree, so to speak, with Noah? So Abraham didn't say, take the righteous out and destroy the wicked. Abraham said, leave the righteous there and spare the whole city, because that was a catastrophic destruction that everybody, that the whole earth went through. And Abraham didn't want that type of judgment to come upon Sodom. He didn't want the whole place to get destroyed. He wanted the righteous to stay in the city, and they could be a light to the wicked. And then for the Most High to have mercy on that place because of the righteous. Anything else you need to explain to us from there? All right. Next reader, chapter 19.
Rock.
What was he doing? What were you doing down there? What were you doing? Playing around with something, huh? Not paying attention to what's going on?
I was fixing.
All right, so read the first, get the Kumash, and read, get the, it was open, wasn't it? Go to chapter 19 and read the first 3 verses in Ibadiah. Okay. Don't need to be in that sun like that. You can go over there. All right, chapter 19, verse 1 through 3 in Hebrew. Try not to put it on that other Bible. Try to hold it in your hand and read louder.
Waya Ba'awa,
Wayaba'awa,
Shania,
Shania,
Hamalak Yam,
Hamalakim,
Saddam
Sadama,
Ba'irba,
Ba'irab,
Wam,
Walawat, and Lot,
Yashab,
Yashab, Lot, Sat, Basha'ir in the gate,
Saddam,
the gate of Sodom,
Wayar,
Wayara'a, Wayara'a,
Wayara,
and he seen
Lawat,
Lot,
Wayakwam,
Wayaquam, and he rose up,
Laquar Thumb,
Laquara'a,
Laquar Thumb,
to meet them,
Wayashath,
Shatak,
Wayashak,
right? He bowed himself,
Apyam, Artaza, Waya Amra,
Wayamar,
Na,
mm-hmm.
Na'a,
Mm-hmm. And now, behold now,
Adanya,
my Lord, Sawarwa, turn aside.
Na'a,
I pray,
Allah,
please, Al, and two,
Bayath,
the house,
Ibad, Kam,
your servant, the house of your servant,
Walayan,
wa layalan nawa, and stay in the night,
Katazawa,
Warakatswa, and wash,
Ragal, Ya, Kam,
wash your feet,
Wahashakyam,
Shakamtham, and you rise up early or dawn at the dawning, Shakam,
Wahala, Katham,
and you all go, Ladrakam, on your way,
Waya
Amar, why? And they said you didn't.
Waya Amar,
And they said no.
Kaya,
Uh-huh.
Wab,
In the center or in the town square.
Nalayan,
We will night, or we will pass the night. Verse 3.
Waya Patazara,
And he pressed them, he urged them
Wam,
in a way, or in greatly.
Wayama,
Wayasa.
Wayasa,
That sa looks like the mayam finally, but the sa is always curved. The mayam is more square at the edges when it's a finally. You never see a mom looking like this in the middle of a word. It only looks similar to this as a mom at the end of a word, and it's going to look more square. Okay.
Vayeira,
And they turned
Alayawa,
Aliyawa,
Wayaba,
and they turned aside unto him,
Allah,
Wayaba'awa,
Wayaba'awa,
and they came,
Al,
or they entered
Al, Bayafwa,
into his house,
Waya Aisha,
and he made
Laham,
to them, for them,
Mashatha,
Mashatah, or Mashtah, a feast,
Wamatazawa, Wath,
and unleavened bread
Apa,
did bake.
Waya Ak, Lawa,
Huh?
Waya Aklawa, Waya Akawa,
Waya'akalwa, and they did eat. All right, since I translated as you read it, you can just pick up with verse 4. Sorry, Amaria.
But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after them, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have two daughters which have not known men. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. And only turn unto these men to nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back, and let them. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now we will deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place.
Wait a minute. I'll put too much weight on that. I call your verse.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 13. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of Yahweh, and Yahweh hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out, and spake unto his sons-in-law, and which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for Yahweh will destroy the city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take the wife of my two daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters. And Yahweh being merciful unto them, And they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Yahweh said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold now, this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my life shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow the city for which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then Yahweh rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah with brimstone and fire from Yahweh out of heaven, and he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before Yahweh, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when Elohim destroyed the cities of that plain, that Elohim remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. And Lot went up out of Zoar, and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow, that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger she also bare a son, and she called his name Ben-Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. Kal Shara, Debar Yahweh, Na'isha, Wanashama, all Yahweh said. What we doing here?
So who are the Moabites today?
Chinese.
And who are the Ammonites today?
Japanese.
So what did the girls basically do to their father? 2 things.
Fornication.
What else?
Rape.
Fornication and rape. Now, what type of fornication? Well, incest, rape, and fornication. Okay. So they lay with their father. What else can you tell us about this chapter real quick? So the men, what ethnicity would these men be today? From Sodom. What ethnic group, what major ethnic group would they be in? were Sodom and Gomorrah. They were related to the Canaanites, Hamites, or African, but two kinds of African: political Africans, and then you have ethnic Africans. These are ethnic Africans from the family of Ham. And what did the men try to do?
They tried to rape the men.
They tried to have sex with the men, right? So they had sex, which is against the laws of the Torah, which is against the laws that Yahweh gave to Noah. So everyone knew that so we see the men in the city wanted to have sex with the other men, and then the daughters, they just committed rape against their father. What else in this chapter we need to understand?
That law had son-in-laws.
Okay.
They didn't go with him. His son-in-laws thought that Lot was mocking them.
And what happened with Lot's wife?
She looked back at the city and she turned into a pillar of salt.
How many times did they say don't look back in the text? How many times did the angel say don't look back in the text? Once. That's all it takes to be told not to do something is one time, not twice or three times. And she didn't do it. She didn't listen. She turned back, and she had to face the consequences. Plain and simple, right? That's how life is. We can't expect to be given an extra chance every time in life. Okay? All right, so what else you want to bring out for us? Okay, my turn. Parazah ban Zayatan ban Gad ban Yasharala.
Amadwa, Barak,
Yabarakakam Yahweh Ba'ashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. All right, so my Torah portion, my Aliyah is Genesis chapter 20. And I read the first three verses in Hebrew. Actually, I had Wayesai Masham Abaraham Aratza Hanagab Wayashab Bayan Kodash Wabayan Shawar Wayagar Ba Garar Waya Amar Abaraham Al Shara Ashafwa Achaf Ya Hawa'a Wayashalak Abaya Malak Malak Garar Wayakwak Achara. Verse 3. Wayaba'a Alahayim Al Abamalak Abayamalak Ba Kalawam Ha Layala Wa Ya'amar Lawa Hanak Math Ael Ha'asha Ashara La Kwakath La Hawa'a Ba'ilah Ba'ayel. Okay, so that's Genesis chapter 20, verses 1 through 3 in Ibarya, in Hebrew, picking up from English. And Abraham journeyed, Genesis chapter 20. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. Elohim came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, Adanya, Adanya, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, she is my sister. And she, even she herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hand have I done this. And Elohim said unto him in a dream, Yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart. For I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning, and called all his servants, and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham, and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? And thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, Because I thought, surely the fear of Elohim is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. And it came to pass, when Elohim caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, He is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep and ox and men servants and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee. Dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto Elohim, and Elohim healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For Yahweh had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Kalashana, the body Yahweh, Na'isha, wa Nashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. Okay. 18. Okay, so the first 3 verses of chapter 21 in Hebrew now, bear with me. Okay, Shara? Okay, my initial D and Kaya. Okay, you? Because this font in this Torah scroll, this font here is a lot different than the font inside the Kumash. It's a lot different, right, Amaria? It's more together. It's smaller, and the letters aren't very distinct. All right, but we have to start reading from the Torah scroll. All right, so I'm gonna read the first 3 verses, but the verses aren't numbered. The chapters aren't numbered, so somebody have to like say, "Hey, stop!" when I finish reading verse 3. Okay, to just flow together. It all flows together. All right, so I'm going to Genesis chapter 21, and I'm starting with verse 1. Genesis 21 verse 1. Okay. Wayahawa paquad af shara ka ashara amar Waya Aisha Yahawa La Shara Ka Ashara Dabar Watahar, is that it? Watahar Wa Thalad Shara La Abraham Ban, is that right? Ban La Zakwanyawa, is that right? La Zakwanyawa La Mawa'id Ashara Dabar Atwa Alahayim. Is that right? Wayakwara'a Abaraham Ath Sham Banwa. Is that right? Sham Banwa Ta Ha Nawalad. Is that right? How you saying Khan? Huh? Ha Nawalad Lawa Ashara Yalada Lawa Shara Yatzakak. That's in the verse 3. Okay, hallelujah. All right. So, all right. And Alahayim visited. Now, this is it in English. Okay. You ready? Ready? Sure. All right. While Yahweh visited, and Yahweh visited Shaddai as he had said, and Yahweh said unto Shaddai as he had spoken. For should I conceive and bear Abraham a son in his old age, as he at the set time of which Yahweh had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom should I bear to him, Isaac. Yatzakak. Okay, Yatzakak. Yatzakak. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as Elohim had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Shaddai said, Elohim has made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Shaddai should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Shaddai saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And Elohim said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman. In all that Shaddai has said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy son. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Vayeira Shabath. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And Elohim heard the voice of the lad. And the Malach of Elohim called unto Hagar out of Hashemayim, and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for Elohim has heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. And Elohim opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. And Elohim was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And Elohim was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran. And his mother took him a wife out of the land of Matazadian. And it came to pass at that time that Abiyamalach took Phinehas, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, Elohim is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me by Elohim that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's sons, but according to the kindness that I have shown, that I have done unto thee. Thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abiyamalach because of a well of water which Abiyamalach's servants had violently taken away. And Abiyamalach said, I was not who has done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither heard I of it, but today. And Abraham took sheep and ox and gave them unto Abiyamalach, and both of them made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe female lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abiyamalach said to Abraham, our father of many, what mean these 7 female ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves? And he said, for these 7 ewe lambs thou shalt take of my hand, that they may be a witness unto me, that I have digged this well. Therefore he called the place Vayeira Shabath, Beersheba, because there they swear both of them. Therefore they made a covenant at Beersheba between Abiyamalach. Then Abiyamalach rose up, and Phinehas, the chief captain of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and called there on the name of Yahweh, the everlasting Elohim. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. Kalashara, the body Yahweh, Na'isha, Wanashemai. All that Yahweh has said, we do and hear. Okay. So in chapter 20 and 21, Sarah was beautiful. Abiyamalach wanted her to be his wife, and he took her into his household, but he didn't touch her, because those people there, those particular Philistines, that particular family, they were trying to keep the commandments. They were trying to be righteous. That's why he told Yahweh, well, you kill a righteous nation, because the people there was trying to do the right thing. So all of the Hamites, all of the ancient Hamite Africans, all of them weren't evil and wicked. Some of them were trying to do the right thing. Some of them were trying to keep the commandments, as we see in chapter 20. Okay, Abayamalak gave Abraham a lot of animals and servants as a sign of respect, and he also gave 1,000 pieces of silver because of trying to take Sarah, so Sarah wouldn't be ashamed or it looked like she was went into his house. All right, and didn't get no compensation for the error, the mistake that the man made. Right, to keep people's mouth shut. Like, well, he made a mistake. This is the penalty that he's paying. Okay. So that's chapter 20. Now, chapter 21, she conceived. Now, even though it doesn't say that Abraham went into her, we know that Isaac came from Abraham's seed. So even though it says she conceived, she still got pregnant by her husband, Abraham. And he circumcised Isaac when Isaac was what, 8 days old. All right. So then she's breastfeeding Isaac. Sarah was breastfeeding Isaac for 3 years. Is the customary time to breastfeed children when we look in the scriptures. Easy reference is going to be 1 Samuel chapter 1 with 1 Samuel with Samuel and his mother, okay, which was one of the 2 wives of Elkanah, of one of the brothers, his mother Hannah. All right. So now he was weaned, but now Ishmael was mocking, being disrespectful toward the situation with Sarah and with Isaac. So Sarah said, I don't want this child to inherit with my son. So she said, kick him and his mother out. So Abraham didn't want to do that. Yahweh said, go ahead and kick him out. So he kicked him out. All right. Now, the Most High was with Ishmael, though. Once again, Ishmael is the father of the Arabs. All of the Arabs didn't follow Muhammad when he brought Islam. Some of the Arabs kept following the Torah. Some of the Arabs knew that Abraham was their father, and they didn't follow Islam. Some of them kept following what they learned from their father Abraham, and then what they learned from Moses. So some of the Arabs were obedient to the Torah. All right. The scripture says that the Most High was with Ishmael. All right. Now Ishmael's people, they got very away from the commandments and the Torah of the Most High. All right. So now Abimelech says, swear that you're not gonna, have no beef with me, because you see how great the Most High is dealing with our father Abraham, and he don't want no problem, no smoke, no static with the children of Israel. So he says, okay, I'll make that promise, and they both vowed. And then he said, okay, now this well that we had, I don't want anybody messing with this well. This is my well. Take these 7 sheep, and you acknowledge him that I am the one that this well belongs to, and that I am the one that digged this particular well. Con? Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now into chapter 22. I'm gonna read once again the first 3 verses. Read from the Torah. Read it from the scroll. Where's the device, the phone with the Hebrew on it? All right, so we'll just when it came to pass after these things, okay, I don't know. And 2. The 22 starts out. How's 22 start out? 22:1. What's the first in Hebrew? Let me see. Vayeira akar hadabarium. Okay. Let's find it on the. Okay. Follow me now. Make sure I say all the words correct. And well, what's the last word? Is going to be Amar Nawa Ha'alahayim. All right, so this is now remember now, all of you brothers out there, excuse me, y'all. I'm talking to people in cyberspace right now. All of you brothers and sisters out there, when you on a Shabbat, you have to make sure that you're reading the Torah on the Shabbat. Got to make sure you're reading the Torah on the Shabbat. And if you can, on the Shabbat, try to read at least maybe one verse or two verses or three verses in the Hebrew on the Shabbat or throughout the week. Practice reading your Hebrew throughout the week inside of the Torah. Dawadah. Either the ancient Hebrew one or the modern Hebrew, on your phone, on the internet, on the actual Torah book, or a Chumash, or a Pentateuch, all right, or Tanakh, okay. So I'm going to read okay, I just had it what did it say? Wayahya Akar Hadabadian, right? Is that how it is? Okay. So you have to do your Hebrew. If you don't do it in Hebrew, you got to at least do it in English. Read your Torah. This is what Yahushua did. This is what every city where they had Israelites that believed in Yahweh and Yahushua, particularly Yahweh, because in the time of Yahushua, when he was a little boy, they were still reading the Torah in the Sabbath, on the Sabbath at the synagogues. So when he grew up, they were doing the same thing. They were reading the Torah on the Sabbath at the synagogues. Okay? So we have to make sure we're reading the Torah on the Sabbath at our places of the place where we gather at on the Sabbath. All right. It's cool to go out and teach on the streets. It's cool to talk to people out there in the world about who they are and what they need to be doing. But you also, the scripture says, forsake not the assembling of yourselves together in Hebrews 10 and 25. So you have to assemble yourselves together, all right, as we're commanded to do in a holy convocation. In Leviticus chapter 23, we're told that, right? Okay, so now we're going to read from the Torah scroll, all right, from the Torah scroll, verses 1 through 3. That's a small little scroll, but you know, it is what we have. Okay, so chapter 22, verse 1 through 3. Okay, it says, Wayahya. It said Wayahya. What's the next word on there? This I'm on the wrong area. It says Chaya Shara. I'm on the wrong chapter. Okay. So it says Wa Yahaya Akar Hadabarium Ha'alha Wa Ha al waha alahayakam. Is that right? Alahayim, right? Wa alahayim nasa. Is that right? Ath abaraham wa ya'amar aliyawa abaraham wa ya'amar Hananya. Is that right? Hananya wa ya'amar kwak na'a. Kwak na'a. Is that right? Ath Adbanka, is that right? Ath Yakhayad. Yakhayaka. Is that right? Your son, your one son, Yakhayaka, Ashara, Ahabah, which you love, right? Ath Yatzakak. Wa Laka, Walak, Laka, right? Walak Laka, Al Aratza Ha Mariam, Maria, is that right? Ha Maria. Wa Ha Ilah Wa, is that right? Sham or Shema, La Ilah, Ayel Akar, Ha Haryam, Ashara, Amar Aliyaka, is that right? Waya Shakam, Abaraham, Babakwar, Wa Yakabash, is that right? Yakabash, Wayakabash, Ath Kamarwa, is that right? Wa Yakwak, Ath Ayanya, Naariyawa, Athwa, Wa Ath Yatzakak, Banwa, Wa Yabakwai, Aitzaya, Aila, Wayakwam, Wayalak, Al Hamakwam, Ashara, Amar, Lawa, Ha Alahayim. Is that the end of the verse? No, it's Alahayim, right? Okay. All right, so that's Genesis chapter 22, verses 1 through 3. So lucky I had a surgery yesterday. Got some stitches in here. I gotta take some something for the pain real quick.
Genesis chapter 22, verse 4. Then on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you. And Abraham took the took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac said unto Abraham his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, Elohim will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together, and they came to the place which Elohim had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him upon the altar of the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of Yahweh called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I.
Like the water. Picking up from Genesis chapter 22, verse 12. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest Elohim, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of the place Yahweh Yada'ah, as it is said to this day, in the mount of Yahweh it shall be seen. And the angel of Yahweh called unto Abraham out of heaven, Hashemayim, the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, saith Yahweh, for because thou hast done this thing, and thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed, as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemy, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. And Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she has also borne children unto thy brother Nahor, who's his firstborn, and Booz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram, and Kasad, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jidlaph, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Reumah. She bare also Tebah, and Gaham, and Tahash, and Ma'akah. Kala Shaddai the body Yahweh na Aisha wa na Shemad. All that Yahweh said what we doing here.
All Yahweh said what we doing here.
Like that better. All right, so here, very important. This is a foreshadow into Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Because a sacrifice is what Yahweh wants, and he wants Abraham to sacrifice his own son. And Abraham does it. So Abraham again shows himself worthy for Hamashiach to come through his family. Because he's willing to give up everything and anything in order to prove that he's loyal to Yahweh. So Yahweh said, I'm going to give up my only son, my only begotten son, for you. So when it says, in Abraham shall all the what? Let's go back. In Abraham shall all nations of the earth be blessed. So when it says, and his seed is talking about Yahushua, and all nations of the earth will be blessed through Yahushua HaMashiach, because he provided the atonement for our sins. What sins? The same sins that came into the world because of who? Because of who? Because of Adam. So because the sin came in the world through Adam, Yahushua took them same sins out of the world through his blood. All right. So this is a foreshadow going into Hamashiach. Okay. We can see Hamashiach being shown in this process. All right. That needs to come down a little lower. All right. Coming through that process. All right. So Yahweh is going to multiply as the sands of the seashore and as the stars of the heaven. Great and powerful and strong family. And that's who we come out of. Okay. Now also, it bears to mention that this is Abraham's son that he had by another woman besides Ishmael's mother. So they had two women at the same time. It also bears to mention that the man in verse 24 had a concubine, Payalagash. Okay? Payalagash. Now, and she had children for him. Okay? She had children for him. In addition to his wife Milcah. Okay? His wife Milcah. But then he had other children with another woman, which was his concubine. Okay? Which concubine is a woman. The word concubine in Hebrew is payalagash. Everybody say that? Say payalagash. Okay, payalagash. Okay, payalagash. Now, what payalagash means is something that's divided, something that's split off, something that has a division. Now, how does this relate to a woman? What is a man and a woman? What are they? Essentially, what are they? Give me one word. One. They're one. So when you have a payalagash, this is a woman that for some reason you didn't become one with on all the levels that you're supposed to become one with. Usually, it could be because the woman was not a virgin, as we see an example of that in Exodus 22:16, when a woman had sex with a man and the father refuses to give her to the man. Now when she becomes she's already made herself physically one with another man, right? But she didn't marry that man. He didn't become her Lord. He didn't become her Lord. Now, we saw in the scripture already that Sarah called Abraham what? Lord. We saw that. She called Abraham Adonai. So anyway, this woman did not marry the man that had sex with her. So now, instead of becoming a chad with this one man, she can get another man, and this man can be her husband, and she can be his wife, but she's going to be a what? Payalagash. Okay? Payalagash. Okay? Payalagash. Okay? Which comes from palag. Palag, that's the root word, which means division, divided. So the woman is not one, she couldn't become one with this man. Usually it's going into in a sexual way. She has had sex with another man, okay? Because notice, she didn't have sex with this man in her first time. That's just one example of how a woman could be a concubine. A concubine was not a woman you just got and just had sex with her. That's what people try to say, but that's not what a concubine necessarily was. Maybe you had that type of woman or concubine, but that's not what it inherently indicates by its name. Okay. So now the The Haftarah is coming from where? And I encourage all of you brothers and sisters, and also us here also, we have 2 of these Torah scrolls. We have many Hebrew books sitting around with the Torah or the Tanakh in them. Okay? And I encourage all of you to pick up these books and learn your Hebrew. You got 1, 2, you got Hebrew charts around here. You got one right here. You got them written down. You're looking at your Hebrew every day. All right. And you have to learn how to read your Hebrew so you can understand what the word of the Most High is saying. Because if you don't, you're going to be caught slipping. You're going to think something is saying something, and it's not going to say what you think it's saying. So you are what kind of Israelite? A Hebrew Israelite. There's no other kind of Israelite besides a Hebrew Israelite. But there's other kind of Hebrews. You are a Hebrew. That's your culture. That's your forefather from Eber, and it's also your language. So you have to practice your language and know your language of Hebrew. Even if you just have a small vocabulary, it won't increase until you exercise the effort to increase it. Everybody knows Shalom, Hallelujah, Basadar, Aman, Abba, Ama. Okay? You have other words that are used several times in the scriptures, all right, that you should know. Because when you come to this, you got to read the chapters, right, Amaria? You got to look at the chapters because there's no numbers, all right? There's no numbers. There's no chapter this and verse that. That came about, later on, right? There's no numbers. It's just Hebrew words. There's no numbers, no chapters. So you got to read the first parts of the chapters to know what chapter you in and what chapter you're supposed to be in. All right? That's part of our, hopefully pretty soon we can move to a level. I don't know if y'all going to be ready for it in cyberspace. Move to a level to where you read a verse in English or in Spanish, and then we read the same verse in the Hebrew. And we do the whole Torah portion like that. English, then the Hebrew. English, then the Hebrew. And then you can rotate who reads the Hebrew so they can learn the Hebrew better. And then throughout the week, you do the same thing. Well, here's the Torah portion. Read it in English. Read it in Hebrew. So now when you see wa yada you can see, oh, he looked or he saw, right? Now you see hapatak. Hapatak means what? Means opening, but also means what? Door. The word ahal. Ahal means what? Tent. From reading the portions that we read today. All right? Reading the portion that we read today. So you have to read the Hebrew to get a better understanding of what's going on. Because anything that's first hand is always going to be better than the translation. Remember that. All right, so we're going to go to 2 Kings chapter 4. Chapter 4, verse 1 through 37. Now, one of y'all want to read, or anybody want to read? Or you want me to read? Okay. So 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 1 through 37. Let's stop right there. That's a long verse. Go ahead. All right, so 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 1 through 37. Now, go ahead.
Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elijah, saying, Thy servant, my husband, is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear Yahweh, and the creditors come to take him, my two sons, to be bondmen. And Elijah said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house, save a pot of oil. Then he said, Go borrow the vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrow not a few. And when thou art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour out all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full. So she went from him and shut the door upon her and upon her two sons, which brought the vessel to her, and she poured it out. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said unto her son, Bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, There is not a vessel more. The oil stayed, and the oil stayed. And she came and told the man of Valheim, and he said, Go, sell the oil, and pay the debt, and live thou and thy children of the rest. And it fell on the day that Elijah passed Shunem, where a great woman, and she constrained him to eat bread. And so it was that as he passed by, he turned and thither to eat bread.
No more clearly, Mario. You got me open. You clenching your teeth. And open your mouth fully so people can understand.
And he said unto her husband, Behold, now I perceive that this is a holy man of our Hiram, which passeth by us continually. Let us make a little chamber, I pray thee, on the wall, and let us set him there for a bed, and a table, and a stool, and a candlestick. That it shall be, when he cometh to us, that he shall turn in thither. And it fell on the day that he came thither, and he turned to the chamber, and lay there. And he said to Gehazi, his servant, Call this Shunammite. And when he had called her, she stood before him. And he said unto him, Say now unto her, Behold, thou hast been careful for us with all this care. What is to be done for thee? Wouldst thou be spoken to the king, or to the captain of the host? And she answered, I dwell among my own people. And he said, What then is to be done for her? And Gehazi answered, Verily, she hath no child, and her husband is old. And he said, Call her. And when he had called her, she stood in the door. And he said, About this season, according to the time of life, thou shalt embrace a son. And she said, Nay, my lord, thou man of Anaheim, do not lie unto thine handmaid. And the woman conceived and bare a son at that season that Elijah had said unto her, according to the time of life. And when a child was grown, it fell on a day that he went out to his fathers to the reapers. And he said unto his father, My heed, my heed. And he said to the lad, Carry him to his mother. And when he had taken him, he brought him to his mother, and sat on his knees till the moon, and then died. And she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of Anaheim, and shut the door upon him, and went out. And she called unto her husband, and said, Send me, I pray thee, one of the young men, and one of the asses, that I may run to the man of Anaheim, and come again. And he said, Wherefore wilt thou go to him today? It is neither new moon nor Shabath. And she said, It shall be well. And he saddled an ass, and said to her servant, Drive and go forward. Slack not thy riding for me, except I bid thee. So she went and came unto the man of Anaheim to Mount Carmel. And it came to pass when the man of Anaheim saw her from far off, that he said to Gehazi his servant, Behold, yonder is that Shunammite. Run now, I pray thee, to meet her, and say unto her, Is it well with thee? If it is it well with thy husband? Is it well with thy child? She answered, It is well. And she came to the man of Anaheim to the hill. She caught him by the feet. But Gehazi came near to thrust her away, and the man of Anaheim said, Let her alone, for her soul is vexed within her, and Yahweh hath hid it from me, and hath not told me. And she said, Did I desire a son of my Lord? Did I say, Do not deceive me? Then he said to Gehazi, Ride up thy loins, and take my staff in thine hand, and go thy way. If thou meet any man, salute him not. If any man salute thee, answer him not again, and lay my staff upon the face of the child. And the mother of the child said, As Jehovah liveth, and as the soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And he arose and followed her. And Gehazi passed on before them, and laid the staff upon the face of the child. But there was neither voice nor hearing, wherefore he went again to meet him, and told him, saying, The child is not awakened. And when Elisha was coming to the house, behold, the child was dead, and laid upon his head. He went in therefore, and shut the door upon him twain, and prayed unto Yahweh. And when he went up, and lay upon the child, and put his mouth upon his mouth, and his eyes upon his eyes, and his hands upon his hands, and he stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. Then he returned and walked in the house. They went to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him. And the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes, and he called Gehazi and said, Call the Shunammite. So he called her, and when she was coming into him, he said, Take up thy son. And she went in and fell at his feet, and bowed herself to the ground, and took up her son and went out.
All right, so here we see that they couldn't have children. We see this is what two different stories going on, right? One is the widow, right? And the other people wanted to build a place for him to sit by. And this goes into the whole theme we've been seeing with Lot and Abraham. Lot and Abraham were how did they act towards strangers or people that they didn't know that were coming into their area? How they operate? They were very hospitable. Hey, come on in. Let me wash your feet. Let me make some food for you. Stay here. Come stay with my house. That's the same spirit that our people had on them. We lost that spirit now because people will do bad things towards you now. Even those people that claim to be followers of the Messiah or followers of the Torah. So we have to be very careful, but if we let the Most High lead us, and follow according to the spirit that the person is showing toward us, we might be taking less of a chance reaching out to that person. But this lady and her husband built Elijah a house, right? I mean, a little room on the roof, right? With a bed. What else? Stool and a what? What else? What else? What all was up there? Name one thing that was up there. A bed, stool, and a desk, right? Didn't it say like a candle too? All right. So they were very hospitable. And then they had a child. Most High blessed them with a child. That Elijah, the Most High gave him that same power to say, you know what? May the Most High bless you with a child. And they had that baby. That's the power that the men of the Most High had in the ancient times. And men don't really have that power now. All right? Men don't have that power now. All right? All right, let me. Don't have that power now. All right. So, now Yahushua, Christ, Yahushua, he was the ultimate miracle worker, right? Everything about him every day, everything we read is like he didn't have a normal life. His whole mission was to come and teach us, be the seed of Abraham that was going to be sacrificed for our sins on the cross or on a tree, on a piece of wood, to die for our sins. And during his lifetime, it was miracle after miracle after miracle. Raising people from the dead, multiplying food, multiplying fish, changing water into wine, multiplying bread, healing people of their sickness, healing lepers, healing people that were blind, people that couldn't walk. So what we see Elisha doing, we see Hamashiach, the Messiah, when he comes, which, by the way, was a black man, right? Christ, Yahushua, Hamashiach, was not a white man. Was not a white man, all right? He was not a white man. Okay, if you did with me, Jerry, he didn't look like not Teachy. He looked like Uncle Boy Blue, all right? He was a dark brown skinned man. Dark brown skin. All right? So these miracles that we see happening all throughout the scriptures, Yahushua becomes the embodiment of them. And he's doing all these miracles in one lifetime. All right? So now let's go into the last part of the Torah Sabbath service. Who closed it? The last part of the Torah Sabbath service is in Luke chapter 17, verse 28. Luke 17, verse 28 through 37. Luke 17, verse 28, all the way to the end of the chapter. You want to read? Want me to read? All right. So Luke chapter 27, Luke chapter 17, verse 28 through 37. So we're in the book of Luke now, and this is the New Testament portion for the Sabbath Torah reading, which goes along with the same theme that we've been reading about since we started with Genesis chapter 18. All right. So you have to stop keeping that right there, man. And move. Were you using that? Did you open that right there? If you're not going to use it, you have to put it back inside. If you want him to use it, you have to give it to him. Don't just leave it sitting right there. So Luke chapter 17, start from verse 28.
Likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. And that day which he shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed. The one shall be taken, and the other one shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together, but the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two men shall be in the field, and one shall be taken, and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together.
Okay, hallelujah. So, as we conclude, let's look at these verses that we just read. Okay? The Most High bring Sodom fire and brimstone upon Sodom and Gomorrah. Why? I mean, we can say, oh, it's because they were gay, it's because they were homosexual. We can say all those things. But at the end of the day, your sin is not no prettier than somebody else's sin. And our people have a tendency to get so judgmental and self-righteous, acting like them breaking the Sabbath is a little bit more tolerable, is a little bit more acceptable than a man having sex with another man. And it's not. All these sins are things that we have to turn away from and start obeying and walking in the laws of the Torah that were given to our ancestors before we came to America, before we went into Africa, when we were before we even went into Israel. We were in the wilderness, actually between Africa, Egypt, and Israel, and we got these laws that we read about. The laws of Moses, all the commandments. All right? So Yahweh brought down fire and brimstone. Now we read about the brimstone. We saw the movie about the brimstone, remember? It was sulfur. Sulfur rocks came from the sky that are still in Israel today. Southern Israel, even along the border with Jordan, part of Sodom and Gomorrah cities, went on that side. Okay? And with Sodom and Gomorrah, the cities are still standing today. But they got ash and brimstone all around them. They got Lot's wife there. They have the pillar of salt. They have buildings that had fire and brimstone came down on them in are the shape of the building. A lot of wooden structures, they got burned up. But the building and the archaeological evidence is there. The rocks they find there that are made of sulfur, they said are 99% pure sulfur. 99, 98% something pure sulfur. And they say even the ones you find of the highest quantities that you will find of sulfur, pure sulfur, would be what? Would be like 45 or 50 something percent, it said, 46%. So we know that Sodom actually was a place, and sulfur rocks did come from the sky, and they were on fire. All right. So now, in the time of Hamashiach's return, we'll be in Israel when his return happens. Our deliverance from America, from captivity, from the slavery that we've been serving here for almost 400 years. And yes, I said it, 400 years. A lot of brothers out there are afraid to mention 400 years, as if the Bible doesn't say 400 years, because they got caught up in the Y2K bug. But the Bible says 400 years. So your job is not to say, don't say 500 years, your 400 years. Your job is to say, when does the count begin? 1492, 1555, 1441, or 1619. All right. So, but in the return of Hamashiach, it says going to be people together and only one's going to be taken. Only one's going to be taken. Right? Only one's going to be taken. So you can't walk this walk with somebody else in the Torah. All right. Abraham, when they went to that city, he said, if it's 10 people, I'll spare it. But it was only one man. It was Lot. Lot was a righteous man. Lot was not a wicked man. Lot was righteous. Tells us that in the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. All right. So that's the Torah portions for today. Now, if you want to get further edification of this Torah reading, you have to go and look at the Torah portion that we've been doing all this week. All of them were done throughout the week. So you have to go back and read them, and then you'll see. All right. And hopefully we can bring you some more of the readings from the Torah throughout the week, so we can have a better grasp and understanding in the Hebrew and help learn together. Because we almost out of this captivity, man. You blacks, Hispanics, and Indians in North, Central, South America, and the Caribbean. You are the 12 tribes of Israel, as the Bible talks about. You are the real Jews. You are the Hebrews. You are the Israelites. And you have to walk in and come back to the laws and the commandments. No matter if you're small, little, middle-aged, or old. You got to keep the laws of the Bible. If not, you're going to pay the consequences, which is the ultimate consequence is going to be the lake of fire. That's it. That's all. No negotiation. Okay? So, that's pretty much it. We can stand and face Jerusalem. Do the memorial of the woman. The Karwan Ha-Asha, memorial of the woman. Matthew 26, 6 through 19. Mark 14, 3 through 9. Our Messiah, our Savior, our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which is the black man that the world like to call Jesus Christ as a white man. Before his crucifixion, this is the story of what happened. And when Yahweh Shai was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for 300 pence, which is 1 year's wages, and given to the poor. When Yahweh Shai understood it, he said unto them, why trouble you the woman? For she has wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she has poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman has done be told for a memorial of her. Hallelujah. 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 Akwatim Shabath. Ayashim. Aymadwa. Barakwam. Ya Barak come Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Kom Yasha Allah. Kom Yasha Allah. Kom Yasha Allah. Hallelujah. 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 Akwatim Aymadwa. Aymadwa. Barakwa. Yashabak kan Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Kom Yasha Allah. Kom Yasha Allah. Kom Yasha Allah. Hallelujah. 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 Shema Yasha Allah. Yahweh Allah Hayyanau Yahweh Akkad. Yahweh Akkad. Shema Yahweh Allah Hayyanau Yahweh Akkad. Yahweh Akkad. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with y'all today, man. Y'all sound dead. Yahweh Yakaya. Yahweh Yakaya. Bado Wakasham Yahweh. Kaya Yahweh. Allah Shabya. Malak La'ayla. Yahweh Yakaya. Bado Wakasham Yahweh. Kaya Yahweh. Allah Shabya. Malak La'ayla. That's hard. How many was that? One more time. Yahweh Yakaya. Yahweh Yakaya. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Kaya Yahweh. Allah Shaya. Malak La'ayla. Yabarakaka Yahweh, Bashem Yahusha, 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 Yabarakaka Yahweh, All right, so a couple more verses. This is about let's go into Galatians. Galatians chapter 3, verse 16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Hamashiach, which is Christ. So the promises of the seed that's going to be the way that all nations get blessed is from Yahushua Hamashiach. God, when he died. Now in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 44 in the Apocrypha, verses 19 on, it says, Abraham was a great father of many people, and glory was there none like unto him. So Abraham had the best spirit, flyers, humble, warrior, politician, prophet, everything, who kept the law of the Most High. So Abraham had the law and was in covenant with him. So the covenant was brought by the circumcision. When you cut the skin off of the extra skin off of the male private part when the baby is 8 days old, and established the covenant in his flesh. And when he was proved, he was found faithful, kept doing what the Most High wanted him to do. Therefore, he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations. And when that word nations in Hebrew is Goya, which means Gentiles. He says he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations in his seed, and that he would multiply him as the dust of the earth. That's talking about the children of Israel now, from Isaac unto Jacob, unto the 12 tribes. And exalt his seed as the stars, and cause them to inherit from sea to sea, and from the river unto the utmost part of the land. Okay. And lastly, we're going to go into the Apocrypha of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10. We're going to start with verse 6. Now listen what it says. When the ungodly perished, she, talk about wisdom, she delivered the righteous man who fled from the fire which fell upon the 5 cities. Who's the righteous man that ran? Lot. Yeah, we already prayed out, so it's open. Lot. So Lot was called a righteous man. of whose wickedness these cities to this day, the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt is a monument of an unbelieving soul. So Lot's wife, she looked back, but she looked back because she didn't believe. That's what the scripture is telling us. And then we're told that we can even go to Sodom and Gomorrah today and see the pillar of salt. We can see the asphalt that's on the ground. You saw for yourself, right? We can go and see it to show the Most High is faithful to his word, and you won't escape his judgment. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, verse 8. For regarding not wisdom, they got not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind them to the world a memorial of their foolishness. For that in the things wherein they offended, they could not so much as be hid. So the whole world now knows the wickedness that went on in Sodom and Gomorrah. But wisdom delivered from pain those that attended upon her. So wisdom delivered Lot and his family because he was walking, Lot was walking in wisdom. You understand? So Lot was walking in wisdom, so therefore he got delivered. Everybody got that? All right, so you have to learn and walk in wisdom and know what is wisdom. What are the 7 pillars of wisdom? How do they operate? How do you walk in them? See? How do you walk in them? All right, so, but because he was walking in wisdom, he was delivered. He was a righteous man. Lot wasn't wicked, engaging in the same thing, the sins that the people of Sodom were engaging in. He wasn't doing those things. He was still upright. He just wanted to dwell in Sodom because it was close to where his sheep and his cattle and his goats were. Come? All right, so now, because the Sodom men and women of Sodom and Gomorrah, because they weren't walking in wisdom, that's why they got destroyed. Okay? So we have to walk in wisdom. The first level of wisdom that we can come into is what? It's keeping the understanding of the laws of the Most High. That's the first level of wisdom we come into. That's the foundation after Hamashiach. Because Hamashiach, who the world called Christ, his real name is Yahushai Hamashiach in the Hebrew. He's the foundation. He is the way. He is the truth. He is the life. You cannot come unto the Father except you go through him. No other way. You have to believe on him and walk in the ways that he showed us, which includes obeying the Torah, keeping the commandments that the Most High, Yahweh, gave to the children of Yasharallah. And this is what we must do. This is what Lot did. Lot was obedient. Lot was righteous. Abraham was obedient and righteous. Okay? All right, so we read about Hamashiach. He gives us that warning. All right, in the day of Lot, they were doing what they wanted to do. As soon as Lot left, destroyed. Okay, but now the Most High, now when you go into Revelation chapter 7, he's waiting for 144,000, 12,000 men of each tribe to get sealed. And then he's going to let loose the destruction on this earth. That's what it says in Revelation chapter 7. Okay? So it's kind of like Lot was holding back the destruction from the rest of Sodom. He had to leave in order for the destruction to start. Well, now the Most High is holding back the destruction until 144,000 men are sealed with the truth in their foreheads with the truth and with a heart for the Most High. You got a lot of people that know that they're Israel, but their heart is not for the Most High. They're still doing a whole bunch of stuff. They're still doing a whole bunch of sins against the Bible, making excuses for it because we in captivity or because they got to do something for their family, right? What? All right, but these men that we're waiting on, that's part of 144,000, they're going to be totally sold out for Amashia. Totally sold out for the Father, Yahweh. All right? So that's it for today. Now remember, you blacks, Hispanics, and Indians in North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean, up north and down south. All right? You are the children of Israel. You are the 12 tribes of Israel that came out of slavery from Egypt and then came back into slavery in the Americas. You were God Almighty's chosen people, and you came in slavery because you broke the commandments of the Most High. You broke the commandments of the Bible. And he punished you by putting the so-called white man over you and whooping us for hundreds of years, all because we didn't want to obey him. So he allowed them to beat us down and to punish us. All right. So now we have to come back to who we are, come back to our laws, and come back to our power, Yahweh, and come back to Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, which is the black man that died for your sins. So now you got to come back, be obedient to the commandments, be obedient to the Torah, and accept Yahweh Shai as your Messiah, as your Savior, as the atonement. Believe on him and have everlasting life. Done? All right.